What happened during the last quarter of 2011? Well, I think a lot of fanfare was placed on downtown Cincinnati for the most part. The fanfare was along the lines of Omnicare and AC Nielsen coming from northern Kentucky into Cincinnati and filling some heavy vacant space. Along with that, you also had a little bit negative press, and the little bit negative press was that Chiquita is moving out of Cincinnati. So where we won 2, we lost 1. I would also like to emphasize that even though on the downtown market, and that was where a lot of the press was at, there was a lot of notable activity out in the suburbs. You had General Electric take down some space, about 50,000 square feet in Blue Ash. You had medical concerns like Christ Hospital, Children's Hospital, Catholic Partners renewed their lease. So there was a lot of activity out in the suburbs. Notable transactions for 2011, fourth quarter. A couple of them would be iTelligence that took down 85,000 square feet, kind of as a build-to-suit with Duke. Another one would have been the Urology Group over in Norwood that ended up building a building for about 50,000 square feet, just shy of 50,000 square feet. And when you start seeing what's going on in the market, you see that there's a lot of large blocks of space that are being absorbed by these tenants like General Electric and these 2 companies I just mentioned. But as a result of that, there's very little bit of large blocks of space. So I think the trend might be a little bit towards doing some build-to-suits for those medium to large tenants, those 50 to 100,000 square foot tenants. And in fact, one was just recently announced, and it was a software company out of Mason for 50,000 square feet.
Well, for the first quarter of 2012, we expect to see a lot of the same type of growth that we saw at the end of 2011. It was modest, it was slow, it was steady, and we expect that to continue to 2012. An area of concern that we are noticing in the suburban market is the large blocks of office space are tightening up significantly. And so maybe we'll see a little bit more built-to-suits. There won't be a whole lot of spec building, but the built-to-suit construction should see an increase moving forward in 2012. My advice for those getting out in the market would be to really get engaged with their broker early on in the process. I would say almost even up to 12 months in advance. It's really important to make sure that you develop a fundamental and sound strategy moving forward and that you're well educated on the market.